This is the 13th book in the Harry Hole series of books, and it could be J0 Nesbo's best. I pretty much didn't put this thing down until I was finished. Now, looking at our main guy, Harry Hole, he seems to be backing off from being the completely obnoxious drunk that he's been in all the books up to this point. He's trying to break away from alcohol. Not completely successful, of course. And if you haven't read any of these books, you need to know that Harry had been a successful police detective someplace in the Norwegian police force. Now, like Harry Bosch, he's sort of challenged dealing with authority, and he combines that with a completely self-destructive personality. Now, that's the alcoholism. To say he's got miserable social skills is an understatement. He's not the kind of guy that I would care to spend any time with. But he's a really good detective, especially with serial murders. It's almost like he's got a superpower for solving crimes. Now, like all good thrillers, this one has a great evil villain in the cast of characters. This guy is absolutely diabolical, and he's super clever. He commits a series of murders in the absolute best grotesque Scandinavian style. Harry, of course, doesn't know who he is, and one of the things that makes this book particularly interesting is that even though a lot of the story is told from the bad guy's point of view, we don't know who he is either. I had absolutely no success in figuring it out until I got to the very end of the book. Now, one of the things that contributes to the readability and the pace of this book is that Harry is actually racing two clocks while he's trying to solve this crime. It's pretty well done. It gives the novel a lot of tension, and it moves the story right along. Another thing that contributes to the pace of the book is that the scene is continually shifting from Harry to the villain, to the victims, to other cops, and even to bystanders to the whole thing. Now, I suppose it's possible to read this book as a kind of a standalone. On the other hand, the book has so many references to Harry's backstory that you're probably best off starting someplace closer to the absolute beginning of the series, maybe the very first book. Now, I realize some people could be put off from picking up these Scandinavian thrillers because they're afraid that these books are going to have all kinds of funny names. And the reality is they do. But you actually get totally comfortable with them. It's the same way you get used to the names of places that most of us have never been to. In other words, I'd say these books are accessible to American readers. And whoever the translator is, he does a great job. He puts the story across in very much colloquial American English. As you can tell, I positively recommend this book. If I did star ratings, I would probably give this thing 5 stars, and I'd put it up right up there with Michael Connelly, John Sanford, and other great detective thriller writers. So anyway, my recommendation this week is Killing Moon by J0 Nesbo. You might consider giving it a try. I'm going to see you back here next week.